Hey guys, John Hunter, your mortgage guy, coming back to you. This time it is January 2024. Happy New Year to everyone. So this week's topic is trigger leads. This has become quite a hot button here at the end of 2023, and I think it will be here in 24. There's some new legislation that just came out last year with a proposal that may finally provide some relief from the nuisance that is trigger leads. So let me kind of explain real quickly what they are. When you have somebody check your credit, in this case, specifically mortgage companies, the credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and TRW, are who we have to pull credit report from. So they are the three depositories or credit bureaus. The credit bureaus are turning around and selling your name, phone number, sometimes your address, but usually it's your name and phone number. And the fact that another mortgage company has checked your credit is all they know. They're selling that information sometimes to 10, 20 different lenders. They're making way more money off of selling these trigger leads than actually what they charge us for the credit report for a loan that you've applied for. And this goes across all mortgage companies. This is not just New American Funding. I mean, all companies are running up against this right now. And what's happening then as a client, what you're finding is within sometimes minutes or even hours of your credit being pulled, your phone blows up. Upwards of 15 calls per hour. I've heard some horror stories where these people are trained that if you don't answer, to call back over and over and over again until they get you. And then when they call, they're confusing. They're like, we're calling regarding your mortgage application, not telling you who they're from, knowing that they're not from the same company that pulled the credit report, and they create a lot of confusion. So there's some federal legislation coming out that is going to amend the Fair Credit Reporting Act to prohibit the sale of these trigger leads. So if you can, and there's going to be a link in the comments below that has a link to the National Association of Mortgage Bankers, where you can give them your 2 cents, support the legislation if you like, or comment on it. It would be great because it would be nice if they passed this. This has been on the table before, like in 18, I think is when it started. Now it's up again. It would be nice if they did this because it's really ambulance chasing and it's bad for consumers. It creates a lot of confusion, and who loves to get inundated with phone calls just because you want to get pre-approved or check some numbers. It's kind of a slimy business, but there's a link to that. Also, you can contact your House of Representatives for whatever area you're in. They're going to be voting on it. It would be nice if they did it. So now the point of my video, though, isn't that. It is to bring that to your attention that this is happening, but there is a way to get around it. There is a way for you right now to eliminate being a victim of that or your friends and family. It's actually a pretty cool way to do it. I've done videos on this before. There is a website the credit bureaus are required to maintain, and it is called optoutprescreen.com. And it is basically the do not call list for unsolicited credit offers. Now, this is so important. I believe I've been doing it for over a decade. And what it is you go in and you tell them, you cannot sell my personal information for profit without my consent. And by doing that, then you get off these lists. Now, the cool thing, a side benefit for this is your junk mail will drop probably 70% overnight. You ever notice that your junk mail is strangely specific to you? Well, there's a reason. It's because the credit bureaus are selling your information. I mean, they know everything about you. If you like cats and you like horses and you're allergic to dogs, the credit bureaus know it. You should see the list that you can choose from to tailor these marketing lists that you can buy from the credit bureaus. It's crazy specific. So telling them not to sell your personal information will increase your privacy, will cut down on your junk mail. The spam calls will greatly reduce. Any spam calls that are created from these lists, which are huge and most of the marketers out there use these lists. Any calls associated with those are going to stop because they're not allowed to sell your information anymore. So it's actually quite nice. I'll go days without getting mail now because I'm not getting this junk mail. Now, when you go on to do it, the link's also going to be in the comments to this opt-out pre-screen. When you do it, I will recommend do the 5-year option because the lifetime option, although attractive, requires notarized paperwork, and it's just a hassle factor through the roof. So if you do the 5-year option, most of the time you can do it online, or there's a phone number on there as well. You can call them and do that. And it takes about 24 hours. So if you know you're going to buy a car, you know you're going to do a major purchase, especially a home, a refinance, a purchase, whatever, you want to do this at least 24 hours prior to actually having a full credit check pulled, because you don't want to get inundated with phone calls unless you like talking to telemarketers. So then go for it. But this is a quick and easy way to knock it out. It lasts for 5 years. You'll know when it stops because your junk mail is going to start again. And then you can just redo it again. So I highly recommend it to everybody, whether you're buying a house or not. It's just good to not have more information about you out there than that's absolutely necessary. I think the banks abuse this. The credit bureaus absolutely are abusing this. They're making way more money on these leads than they are on the credit pulls. It's just gross. So join me, sign up, opt out, pre-screen, whether you're going to buy a house or not. But if you are thinking about getting pre-approved, I'd love to help you out with it. What we start pre-approvals with is what's called a soft pull, which is only one credit bureau. It actually doesn't show as an inquiry, so it doesn't start these trigger leads. And I'm usually having most of my clients do the opt-out prior to me actually doing a full credit check to avoid this mess. But sometimes it's unavoidable if the timing has to be quick, and it's just good to be proactive. So, hey, I hope this helps, guys. If you have any suggestions, you have any horror stories on trigger leads, I'd love to hear them. Write, comment below, send me an email, reach out, whatever. I'm your mortgage guy, John Hunter, New American Funding. I'd love to talk to you, and come back for more content twice a week, and plus a rate update on Fridays. So come back. Good news on rates continues, and hopefully that trend will not end here in 24. So have a great week, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.